Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Maya. Welcome to the second series of Behind the Rhymes.
The mountain we all climb. Serpentine, asinine. We push on through the mist to get to the goal, a destination never told. Climb the back of Ouroboros, hand in hand on the spines. The end isn't the end, it's not even the beginning. The snake eats itself for eternity, through scales of discourse and flesh of disappointment, and dreams shredded on the serpent's teeth.
Andrew, what lies behind these rhymes? What is an Ouroboros?
This is about the cyclical nature of life. So Ouroboros is the snake that is eating its tail. So it's a continuous circle, a cycle.
So, this is a poem about the circle of life?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Disney's Lion King or Elton John's song for that matter, but so it's more about the cyclical nature of life. I'm not going to say I've stolen from Elton John and Tim Rice, but um, it's a bit deeper than what they were getting at there.
When I think about the circle of life, I think of spring and new life. Your poem ends with disappointment and shredded dreams. Why did you choose this segment of the circle of life to end your poem with?
I think it's significant of the time that I wrote this and the feeling that I had actually that no matter how often I would try and break this cycle and get out of this circle, that I would often end up back at the same place at the head of the snake, where obviously it's biting me rather than its own tail. Um, I mean, how do you interpret this poem?
Well, to me, it seemed like it was about the circle of life, but I wasn't sure why exactly you were ending on the disappointment and shredded dreams. It almost because asinine means foolish, so I thought maybe it means to be foolish if you have dreams. That's how I interpreted it.
It's not. Well, I think maybe perhaps even when I wrote this, it was about having dreams, and maybe it was the foolishness of having dreams that don't come to fruition. But I think it's more to do with us as human beings being a little foolish sometimes. I mean, have you not felt the cyclical nature of life sometimes?
Oh, I feel it every year. So
I mean,
now it's spring when we're recording this, and I see it everywhere around me.
but not. I'm talking outside of seasons, outside of nature's cyclical. What about cycles within your own life?
If you're referring to similar situations repeating, yes, I have had that experience. Basically, arriving to a similar point in a relationship, whether it's a partner or with colleagues. So I have often asked myself, why are these situations repeating in my life? And there is a theory that you need to find a resolution to them, and then they will stop repeating.
So you prescribe to this almost reincarnation theory that you're set to reincarnate, you're set to repeat life until you've learned the mistakes or the lessons, almost like the film Groundhog Day.
I'm not a believer in reincarnation. However, I think that reincarnation as a belief has its foundations in the cycles of life. So now that we've discussed all the possible meanings of serpentine asinine, would you like to read it for our listeners again, please?
Serpentine, asinine. We push on through the mist to get to the goal, a destination never told. Climb the back of Ouroboros, hand in hand on the spines. The end isn't the end, it's not even the beginning. The snake eats itself for eternity, through scales of discourse and flesh of disappointment, and dreams shredded on the serpent's teeth. You have been listening to Behind the Rhymes, the mountain we all climb. With me, Andrew.
And Maja. If you like this podcast, look out for more on anchor.com and Spotify.